You don't have to go very far to find the heart of New York. It's here in the neighborhoods we call home. Our neighborhoods are the building blocks of the city. That's why it's important to preserve their strength and vitality and breathe new life into ones that need a boost. That's where Renaissance comes in, Con Edison's housing rehabilitation program for New York. Hello, I'm Paul Kersner, manager of Con Edison's Renaissance housing program. And what you see here is Renaissance in action. For years, this old apartment building in the Park Slope section of Brooklyn stood vacant and deteriorated. Today, it's on its way to becoming the pride of this block. The entire structure is being completely refurbished, and when the work is done, new owners will move into this building's 15 moderately priced 1, 2, and 3-bedroom condominiums. Another success story for Renaissance. Renaissance got its start back in the 70s when Con Ed made a commitment to help reverse the progression of urban decay in our service area. From a business point of view, vacant buildings don't generate income for the company. From a social point of view, they signal a downward trend that threatens a neighborhood stability and quality of life. We set our sights on Brooklyn and developed a program to help nonprofit community groups turn their vacant buildings and abandoned lots into affordable co-ops and condominiums. We called the program Renaissance, Rebirth, and over the years it has lived up to its name. The first Renaissance project was this one, an abandoned building at 137 Guernsey Street in the Greenpoint section of Brooklyn. Working with the St. Nicholas Housing Redevelopment Corporation, Renaissance helped secure financing from the Williamsburg Savings Bank. The end result was a dramatic improvement. The building's new 6 co-op apartments sold as soon as they went on the market. Renaissance also assisted the neighborhood in replacing a vacant lot on Freeman Street with this row of new condominiums. Not only have these condominiums enriched the area, they've also enriched the lives of the families that now have a place to call their own.
It improved the quality of my life in the sense that I went out and accomplished this, and I did it on my own, and you have a sense of pride and well-being, waking up knowing that it's yours.
Greenpoint is a neighborhood, if we go to the ethnicity, it's basically Polish and Spanish, and it's composed of people who want to stay. Renaissance has been very helpful to North Brooklyn in giving us some finishing touches, but more important than that, in giving us the kind of publicity on our projects so that we were able to do more projects, because you have to get recognized for what you do, and they really know how to do that, and we're very appreciative.
Here's another example of how Renaissance turned a negative into a positive, this time in Williamsburg. This is what an identical building on Driggs Avenue used to look like. This is what it looks like today, a radical improvement for the block and 19 much-needed affordable units for the community. Bushwick, a neighborhood racked by poverty and crime, is also rebuilding, and this Renaissance project is a big step in the area's long road to recovery. 510 Ocean Parkway in Kensington was nothing more than a shell, an unattractive mark on an otherwise well-kept block. Through Renaissance, its beauty has been restored, and 40 new condominiums now add to the neighborhood's stability. Carroll Gardens is another Brooklyn neighborhood where Renaissance has made a positive difference by helping the community help itself. A crumbling, abandoned church was an eyesore on this residential block. Renaissance worked with the Gowanus Canal Community Development Corporation and a local developer to transform the old church into 8 affordable condominium units.
When we first started working with Renaissance, the neighborhood was a question mark. Renaissance, in combination with our local nonprofit development corporation, was able to effect several developments in what we call Carroll Gardens South, and that clearly convinced people that the entire Carroll Gardens area, right on down to Hamilton Avenue, was solid and safe and stable. And now we have people very desirous of living in this neighborhood.
In Bedford-Stuyvesant, a solid core of homeowners continues to anchor this predominantly African-American neighborhood. But that stability is threatened by the area's vast pockets of urban decay. A healing process has begun. 2 buildings on Patchen Avenue have been rehabilitated, and new owners have already purchased and moved into their new homes. A little further away, the Sojourner Truth Homes are a bright spot on the changing landscape of Bed-Stuy. Before Renaissance, the area was an open and ugly scar, blighted by abuse and years of neglect. But the community had hope and a vision to rebuild what had been destroyed. They turned to Renaissance to help secure the financing to construct affordable housing. Renaissance matched them with the Chase Community Development Corporation. Now the vision and the hope are a reality in the form of Sojourner Truth Homes.
And this project here is a concrete example of that hope coming to life. So we are here to provide the hope. We're here to participate with those who want to participate. We're here to revitalize these communities and to make them live again.
When you have so many new homeowners, like in our most recent project, which Renaissance helped with, which is the Sojourner Truth Homes, there's 68 new homes on 3 contiguous blocks. It has a tremendous visual impact on the neighborhood, and you have 68 new homeowners that have invested their life savings, basically, in their new housing, and it's going to have an effect on the streets as well. And already we begin to see that as people take charge of their block and their home and their neighborhood.
Renaissance has now expanded beyond Brooklyn, with successful projects like this 24-unit condominium in Ridgewood, Queens. And this, the gut rehabilitation of this building on Manhattan's Lower East Side turned a crumbling high-rise into a neighborhood landmark. The Renaissance tally sheet sums up the program's continuing success. Since the program started, there have been more than $153 million in private sector reinvestment, creating more than 1,900 affordable co-op apartments and condominiums in over 27 New York City neighborhoods, and the list is growing. It doesn't take a miracle to make transformations like these. All it takes is the commitment to make a difference. New York is what we make it, and Renaissance is here to help make our city an even better place to call home.